Shalom, family. Shalom. Good morning. Hope you had your coffee. Hope you smoked your first cigarette. Hope you got your feet underneath you to live in this world of a rat race. Because that's what it is. It's a rat race. They make you wake up every morning, work your ass off for no purpose at all. If you were born poor, in all likelihood, you will die poor. You will never work your way from the poor to the middle class, out of the working class, to the middle class, which is a fictitious class, by the way. It is a class of people that they have created to act as a buffer between rich and poor. See, you have to understand, you cannot have a world of just rich and poor, as the poor will rise up against the rich. So what do? They create a middle class, and then they teach your ass, if you work hard, go to school, have some ethics, one day you might be middle class. That's the truth. That is the truth. America is a country built on white supremacy. Who has the money? White supremacy. Okay? And they learned a long time ago that in their head, if they don't maintain the social order with white people at the top, no matter what, they don't care how many people they have to hurt, maim, or kill, as long as their children are guaranteed the privilege and the benefit of their white skin. I told you that's how I was feeling this morning. Don't seem shocked and appalled that it's too early for me to asperse white people. I don't mean to asperse them. We just state the facts here. There's no real psychological or emotional intent behind it. We just stating the facts. That's all. That's all. And you wake up every morning believing that one day, I'm going to have at least a little bit of what they have. At least they hand-me-downs. Maybe some crumbs are going to fall off the table. And they can treat me like the dog. Doesn't that sound maniacal and criminal and nefarious, felonious? Yet, the mass majority of Americans know this. If you're born here and you're over 40 or 35, you already know what the deal is. They have lied to you, lied to God, lied to the migrants, lied to the LGBTQ community. Who haven't they lied to maintain order and social order? A social order, just like from every other country, and I'm kind of, let me qualify this because I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way. Please don't. So when I speak this way, I'm speaking specifically, not generally, as to say that everyone from a certain area of life or culture or creed or fucking country is a certain way. That's not how I think. You see everything as fucking racism. You see every word spoken as a zero-sum game because you're too emotional. Just the facts. Remove the emotion. Look at the facts. Judge the facts. God already gave you 5 senses to judge the difference between right and wrong. And yet they have taught us don't judge anyone. Dude, young lady, elderly, have you lost your damn mind? You have to judge. You have to judge. Are you, man, listen here. Anyway, I'm getting off the beaten path. I'm a little bit off the beaten path. My bad. But they teach you this. Starting in grade school. Today, they are out to remake the American people. This is just maniacal, man. Think about by governmental policy. Let's make them less intellectual. Institutionally, in the schools, from 1st grade on to 12th grade, we're going to socially engineer a whole population to, man, accept whatever we do. Here's a damn example right here. When my daughter was in school, every time I went up to the damn school, it's police there. Walking the hallways and shit. Police with guns. Nobody has done anything wrong. Well, hold up. No. Listen. It is the white male who commits more murder on this planet, and from time to time, he'll engage in mass murder right here in America in this day and age. And yet, he gets a pass. He's fucked up the water. Yet, he gets a pass. He's fucked up the air. Yet, he gets a pass. He has involved himself in the natural evolution of every country on the damn planet. Yet, he gets a pass. He's waged war over other people's resources. Yet, he gets a pass. Goddamn, is he God? Goodness gracious. But the kids are off to school this morning, so I'm going to try to do my damnness to keep it clean. But this is angering. I expect the devil to do what the devil going to do. He don't have a choice. He don't have a choice. He got to do evil shit. He has no choice. We didn't give him a choice. So he ain't got no choice. You got a choice. You have a choice. And seems apparently a good number of you have learned how to bow down. How to go against the grain of your own fucking manhood. How to swim backwards. How to swim without moving. I'm not talking about float. No. Putting out calories. Okay? Putting out calories. But you ain't moving. And guess what? You're not going to move. I don't know why the American government does not tell you this. This is a government that plays one side against the other. Sometimes it will even burn both ends of the candle. It doesn't care. You would think that this is a type of government that has a king that rule by fiat. See, I want you to notice something. Of all the policies, rules, promulgations, laws that they legislate, decree, or pass, never affects them. It never affects them. This country is going to rip itself apart. It's going to rip itself apart. Shit, the way I see it, if we all going to hell in a handbasket, somebody has to fix the fucking sandwiches. Let's go on this journey. At this point, and I say this all the time, your government is bought off. First by corporations, then by rich people, and then by foreign governments who may hold them either in debt, as in they owe lots of money. They damn near $20 trillion in debt. They owe somebody some money. He's willing to do this country debt. Man, you know what? I don't think the white supremacist even believes in country. Patriotism. Else he wouldn't do what he does. What he really believes in is the social order. This is just his base of operations. This is just his base of operations. Every time, another example. This I've witnessed my whole this time life. Listen, every time that he looks out here and he see black people, the Negro, making inroads, advancing in terms of education, economics, watch what he do. He's going to do something. When I was a boy, there were two companies, Hammer and Iron Works and Hughes Tools, that most of the black community could get a good paying job at. What I'm talking about, good paying, is that in 1981, just to sweep the metal shavings off the machinist's floor, $18 an hour. Now, how did you flourish? Marriage rate went up. Ownership of property went up. More man stabilized the family. And this is one man working, taking care of a whole household. Man, tell you what, if that white boy had looked out here, this is why it's imperative that you keep, man. I'm going to keep this on the physical. I mean, on the non-military thinking level, man, because I was about to. But this is a problem. He looked out there, and what did he do? All of a sudden, Hughes Tools laid off 5,000. 3 months later, Cameron Iron Works laid off 7,000. Who took the brunt of that? And to this day, nobody knows why, but we know why. Because white supremacy understood that these niggas here, if left to their own devices, they're going to rise above us. They just got the work ethic. They have the know-how. We have to stop them. I'm telling you. What happened after that? 1970, 1971, 72. Before that, actually. When I was a boy, a kid of 7 or 8 years old, 6 years old, 5 years old, you know how they broke the black family up? Do you know how your government went out of its way to destroy the black family? And did. And then this dude thinks that he don't owe you nothing. He's caused damages. Legal damages. Purposely, willfully, and with callous disregard. And he sits back and says, not only is he not going to pay you, he's going to keep doing it any way he can think of. His kids are already plotting and planning early on how are they going to survive in the next century. It ain't going to be no next century. It's not. This shit's over. We have ordained it over. What country has been allowed to develop, evolve without Western interests, specifically America, in its business? Threatening war, threatening not to give money, threatening to blockade, trade embargoes. What country? All of you have been, listen, when every last one of you are not what you would have been without that. Let me say this again. None of you would be what and who you are without America's fucking involvement in the natural evolution of your country. You became what they wanted you to be. Just like the black man here. The vast majority of us has become what he wants us to be. But I digress. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Let me tone that down 30 seconds or two. I can feel the fire starting to burn in my belly. I need to calm down. Now, you have to think about that a minute, man. They have each and every last one of you in some weird-ass mode of survival. Like a fucking, like an animal. Survival. Like a beast. I'm not saying that it's your fault, but I guarantee it is your problem. It is your problem, man. If you knew, see, God knows. We know. We know a lot that you don't even know, man. You don't want to know the half of it. Let me tell you something about man. He goes around thinking he can tell a lie. when in reality, at best, he can create a falsehood. He don't live long enough to tell a lie. The devil, on the other hand, he knows how to tell a good lie. See, you have to keep a lie going. White supremacy has learned how to keep it going through its institutions, banking, the judiciary, law enforcement, legislative actions, things that he called process of law. But he lied. He lied. I can't tell if his lie is willful or he really believes it. Does he know he's lying? Cannot he see that everything that he does turns out bad for somebody except him? Does he think that this is natural? Oh, man. Man. What does he think? Does anybody know? We know what he say. But what does he think? What does he think? We know. That's why I say he lied. Stop lying. You ain't gonna lie to us. You ain't gonna hide anything from us either. So just stop it. Quit acting like a damn child. Can you imagine what's going through his head right now? He hear God's voice. What's going through his head right now? Think about this crazy shit, man. Think about this crazy shit. Man, y'all better be careful. This dude is crazy. Okay? If you thought of what is white supremacy as one person, as one body, with one mind, then you see he's crazy. A stark raving lunatic. Maniacal in his nature. A beast. A savage. Am I going too hard on him this morning? I'm not talking about all white people. But the white people who love God, they already understand, hey, we got this one coming. They understand. They're not offended. This is just what it is. Because it's just the truth and fact. I'm not putting any psychological bent on it. No, I'm getting angry that it's happening. I'm not calling you names or labeling you, except what you label yourselves. I didn't give you your damn labels. You gave yourself your own labels, and then when the wrong person used the labels, you get upset. You get all fucking emotional. That's what you do. A lot of human beings do that. Goodness gracious. Check yourself. Sometimes some shit is just wrong on its face. It's wrong on its face. So, this ideology of white supremacy, you know, the one in the social order that says that I know that I'm not the strongest, I ain't the fastest, I ain't the smartest, but because I got bullets, bombs, and missiles, I'm going to be at the top. Because that's what it comes down to. The willingness to commit savagery. That's what it comes down to. He don't like me telling you this. No. He's a coward at it, though. He's a coward. He will cause a war and then give it a name that doesn't reflect the real issues of the war. He can see something happening, as in Gaza right now. Your money that has enriched all of the war machines, all of the profiteers who make weapons and airplanes and bullets and bombs, and then ship them off to people who going to use those bullets and bombs to kill women and children. He's doing that right now. But he doesn't call it genocide. He doesn't call it wickedness. He doesn't call it murder. He says that Israel has the right to defend himself. That's what he says. By murdering women and children on a scale of for every 7 members, for every 3 members of Hamas, he kills 6 to 7 women and children, and we keep calling it a war. That's not, man. Listen, that is not war. That's not war. Every last one of you see, y'all don't understand how God thinks. Where are the people rising up and saying enough? That makes you culpable. But I know why you don't. Because you're surrounded by so many minions of the devil that if you do the right thing, there will be pushback. If you speak up in the terms of right and wrong, there will be pushback. You might lose your friends, might lose your family, might lose your job, might lose your damn livelihood in this free-ass country. This country that says it is a bastion of freedom of thought and freedom of speech. It is a lie. Like everything else is a lie. One long generational lie. Okay? You live a lie, walk a lie, think a lie, act a lie. Let's be real, man. You hear God say that the wages of sin is death. Now, a lot of you get scared, as well you should, because that's a fact. Okay? But then you have those who get so scared and are so condemned by the weight of their own sin, as in white supremacy, that they can't see. They cannot see how God would ever find favor or mercy in them. So their response is to do more of it. He already hates us. What we going to stop now for? That's the thought process of a child. Trust me, that's the thought process of a child. Yet he at the top of the food chain. He's at the top of the food chain. You know why? He got something in him that almost nobody else, especially those who have melanin in their skin of any amount. When I say we, I mean you. You don't have that in you. You don't have it in you to murder folks on a mass scale over what is theirs. You don't have it in you to enslave a body. Okay? You don't have it in you to use food and water as a weapon. You don't have it in you to go commit acts of wanton violence against innocent folks as far as you even knowing their name. You don't. Well, he does. He does. He's proved it time and time and time and time and time and time and time again. He's doing it right now. He's upset right now. The difference is he's also afraid. Now he meets fear. Now he meets fear. He's fearful because he already knows of the wickedness and the sin that has gone out at his own hands over generations. You know what? See, here's what's weird to me. How can a people murder and commit violent acts against the numbers of the population at large? I mean, acts of war, genocide, rape, taking of people's land, all this kind of stuff here. I mean, how can a people who have made this a part of their culture? It's a part of their culture. That's almost like saying that's just what they are. And that's a harsh-ass statement. So I don't want to make it. That's a harsh statement to say of a people that's just how they are. Because that means that they are unredeemable, irredeemable. You can't trade them in and you can't use them. No value. That's what that says. It's a very harsh statement. So I won't make it. See, if something doesn't happen here, and it's going to happen here, it's going to happen here. This country is under the stewardship of lunatics, sellouts, people who've been bought off, bribed, people who they have secrets on. You either do what I tell you to do, or I will out your secret. All of that is in your government right now. Right now. And you still is being taught that you have a democracy. No, you have the image of a democracy. You barely have a functioning republic. Since when does a democracy doesn't represent its own people, its own interests, its own issues in the favor of other countries' issues, interests? How do you get there? Are they not patrons or employees of the other country? If they can pay them off, of that corporation, if they can pay them off, who exactly are they working for? It ain't you. It never was you. It's not, well, yes it was, but that was when this country was dominated by white people at large and white supremacy. It's not quite like that anymore. They had to go covert, cowardly, do it in the dark. There was a time they just drive up and down the street, grab a nigga, laugh about it, beat the living crap out of him, and shoot him in the back of the head and throw him out on the side of the road. They know I'm not lying. And even if the police did show up, nothing happened, because they're part of it too. They're on code. They are on code. Most of you ain't on code. I'm telling my black folks, get on code. Get on code. You surrounded by enemies, get on code. What do you do if you are surrounded by your enemy? You go to ground. You don't keep moving around. You go to ground. That means find somewhere low and lay your ass down, be quiet and still. Don't move. And your chances of survival go way up. You start to moving around, trust me, you will be shot or captured. Okay? You go to ground. You need to go to ground. Be still. Find the code. Stay on the code. Live by the code. You have to also almost get self-isolated, even in a crowd. Learn these things. Well, what does he mean? Okay, it could be something as simple as this. When you and your sister or you and your brother is having a conversation, if you see someone walking by you, stop the conversation. Be quiet until that threat has passed. That's what I mean. It has not only an effect on you, but the man passing by. You get what I'm saying to you? You ain't trying to be mean. You'll cause them no real physical harm, but the message is sent. If you do this enough by the millions, the rest of society will see they're on code. They done with us. Period. And this time I think they're willing to die. See, no one ever wants war. The only other people who man push for war are those who ain't gonna never go fight the damn war. Okay? Rich people don't fight wars. Rich people or their children don't fight in wars. But they are the ones who man take the majority of the wealth that this country generates. This country is more important to the rich in terms of their wealth than it ever was to the poor. You get nothing. You get pennies. You get to shorten your damn lifespan by working hard and fucking stressing out every day. That's what you get. That's what you get. Okay, let's move on to the second segment here. Enough about that. In this segment, we're going to talk about the suicide bomber. I've been dying to get to this one. The suicide bomber. Even the words almost sound like a oxymoron. The suicide bomber. What is the suicide bomber? White supremacy. It says, now, hold up. It was white supremacy that first started calling it a suicide bomber. What the hell is a suicide bomber? I started saying, that's not a suicide bomber. That's a weapon. That's a weapon. Later on, it became homicide bomber. Maybe if we stop calling them suicide bombers, then they're, and we'll call it what it is this time, is homicide bombers. And I say it once again, no, it is a weapon. See, this bomb can drive a vehicle. This bomb can drop on you, can knock on your door. This bomb can answer a phone call. This bomb can catch an elevator. And you don't have an answer for that bomb. It's the smartest bomb in the goddamn world. You don't have one of those because you don't have the power of conviction. So because you're not willing to die for what you believe in. I mean die as in guaranteed to die. Guaranteed not to come home. Then that makes that man crazy. But you are weak because you don't have the conviction of that man that's willing to take his own life in the taking of yours. That is a weapon, sir. That is a weapon. Maybe if you start to just accept the premise on its face about everything, and you might save yourself. Do you really believe that you can redefine something into reality? I mean, who do you do it for? You, me, the people, or the devil? I mean, who are you? I mean, you need a Grammy. You need an award. You need a certificate, a medal, because you're good at this. You are good at this. You don't have the power of your own conviction. But the people don't see how weak you are. They keep falling for the image of strength where there is no strength. It's not even a prayer. It's not even a hope. Man, pathetic. Pathetic. So you think about this. You live under a ideology that's not even willing to die for what it believes in. It just wants you to lay down so they don't have to fight. It wants to rule America and never fire bullets. Let's not have another rebellion. Let's not have another revolution. That's just crazy. That should never happen here. Can we all just get along? Probably not, sir. Probably not. We already tried that. Trust me. The Negro have tried to get along with you. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's never gonna happen as long as the Negro is anywhere near you, anywhere within your reach, anywhere within your visual. There will always be negative consequences, and the Negro will always be the recipient of it. Can we all agree on this? Can we all agree on this? That's just how things are. That's how things are. How you got to be this way as a culture, as a people, is beyond, well, no, it's not. It's not beyond me, but it is beyond the understanding of the people. This shit is not normal. It's not normal. You ever heard of the divide and conquer strategy? You've been divided. Some of you call yourself this, some call themselves that. Some of them are divided by sexual orientation. Others are divided by race. Others are divided by class and language, and so on and so forth. So you're not even a real country. What you really have here is groups of people that live amongst each other in Bantu's lands that you call neighborhoods, where they go home to what they believe in. They go home to their culture, to their language. And you think this is a country? There ain't gonna be no more assimilating. That shit over. What is it to be an American? What value is it to be an American? None. Zero. I don't even know what that shit is. But then I'm a black man, so I guess I'm not supposed to know. I don't understand half the definitions. I mean, half the words they use, because every 10 years or so they change definitions. And then you literally have to remind them what the old definition was. Then they get mad, as if you the one halting progress. That's the truth. I know it and you know it. That's just the truth. Yet you don't think of yourselves as racist, separatists, biased, prejudiced. Be real with yourself. Be real with yourself. Ain't gonna be no assimilation into American culture. Hardly anyone here assimilates. They just become, not assimilate. Truth be told, if you ain't been here 500 years under the whip, then America is a totally different experience for you. We've been here under 500 years of whip and rope. It's a different experience for us. You may love America. The Negro hates America. And why wouldn't they? Now, the African American, that's a different story. You guys have to learn what the difference is. I'm going to let you into some black community secrets here. We're not the same. We come from 12 different tribes. 12. We're not the same. Okay? That's not a bad thing. It just is. Like I said earlier, stop up and putting your own flavor or your own emotional bent on everything said. Take it as it is and then analyze the shit. Is it right, wrong, or fucking in between? Have the conversation. Don't walk away. See now God has put you in this position where you can't walk away. You gon' hear what he's saying. You ain't gonna slam the door. You ain't gonna storm out the room. I would like to think that the decision to do it this way was necessary. And turns out it is, because that's what you do. You don't have to listen. You don't have to hear it. You can always step away, slam a door, storm up the hallway, then slam the door, hop in your car, and say, screw what they talking about. Not this time. Not this time. You need to hear what's being said. We're not saying this for our health. There is no gain from us and actually having this conversation with you. There's no gain on a heavenly level, a spiritual level, for having this conversation with you. Not for us. It's not. We're going to do what we do irrespective of what you do. Irrespective of what you do, we are going to go by God's mission, God's plan, God's military objective. And that's what's going to be. So we gain nothing by having this conversation with you. You gain everything by having this conversation with us and not having the ability to just walk out of the room. See the benefit, because you wasn't going to hear it any other way. You wasn't going to hear it any other way. You too powerful. You too strong. Got too much freedom. You're too powerful, strong, and got too much freedom and free will. As you can see, we have bypassed your free will, haven't we? We have bypassed. We have bypassed your free will circuitry. Not with ill intention. We just want you to listen. Not with ill intention. Shit, you can make your choice after you hear the argument, but you're gonna hear the argument. If you still want to choose how you choose, continue. That's your damn right. This is America. Do what you do. But you're gonna hear the argument first. You're gonna get educated and you're gonna get the facts. That way, you can make a choice that is advantageous unto you. And if you make the choice that's advantageous unto you, it's going to be advantageous unto God. Because you're going to choose the right thing every time. Every time. Provided that you have the facts. You have the facts. You have all of the information you need to make a proper choice, a proper decision. That's all happening here. That's all. Have I told you a lie yet? I told you I can't lie, which I find particularly, oh man, you know, listen, I have ordained, God has ordained that I can't lie, and made it impossible in a world where everybody lie. Damn. I can't scheme in a world where everybody schemes. Everybody plots. No one thinks from their heart. Everyone's thinking out that damn noodle. No one thinks from their heart. No one acts from their heart. Yet I must. Wouldn't you find that disarming? It looks like I'm shit. From the flesh point of view, I'm going to be a few bullets short. I'm a few bullets short. Shit. You've all armed yourselves with all these abilities. Hide shit from each other. Manipulate each other. See, I don't have those abilities. I'm pretty straightforward. I couldn't hide. Listen, I couldn't hide from you if I tried to. Because that's not how this ends. I could not hide from you if I tried. So I don't try. But you, on the other hand, if you choose to hide from each other, you hide from each other. You won't even fix your own issues. So do I think a society is capable of doing the right thing or voting for the right thing by the millions when you look at the individuals in it? The short answer is no. I don't expect that. Not at all. Hell no. It will never happen. Not, at least not without divine intervention. It won't happen. Man. So let me get this straight. You have at the top of the food chain here in America a subset of the population that has deemed itself above everyone else underneath it. This can be broke towns, and no matter how you break it down, actually, you may break it down in terms of class, race, and you're going to find that class and race meet each other. They mix. You can't mention class without mentioning race. But you can mention race without mentioning class. Like they want you to do. They would rather me talk about race than class. Trust me. Okay? See, in their mind, as long as we can keep, or you keep fighting for resources, at the bottom, you're going to be too busy to cause them an issue. I say, I don't think they really know you like that. I don't think they really know you like that. But they think they do. They think they do. They understand that as long as you have to survive, hustle, make money, you won't have time to focus your energies, especially in your in the age range between 18 and 40, 18 and 45. All of your productive years are spent trying not to die, meaning you have to eat or you die. Okay? They rob you of that. They rob you of it. You don't even have time to think. So at the top of the food chain is that ideology, white supremacy. White supremacy. I'm going to tell you what the social order is here. Here's the social order. Some of you ought to write this shit down. Let me see if I can put this in its right order. At the top of the food chain, white men. Right underneath him, white women. Right underneath them are Asians and Hispanics who may think of themselves as being white, not because it has a benefit or an advantage. That's a long story. I'm going down the social order. Right underneath them, these, wait. Hold up. Above the Hispanic is the black woman. Right below her is the emasculated African American. Then the Hispanics. And I don't like that word Hispanic. I don't like Hispanic. I don't like Latino. No, that's bullshit. Let's call them based on the race. Based on their actual culture. Everything that has olive skin should not be thought of as Hispanic. If they're from, if they're from El Salvador, that's where they're from. If they're from, if they're from, Mexico, that's where they're from. If they're from Guatemala, that's where they're from. If they're from Venezuela, that's where they're from. Quit mixing this shit up. They have distinct cultures. Distinct. But once again, when they get here, they just become Hispanic. Sort of like when white people get over here, they all, first they German, and then they French, then they Belgian and Portuguese and Argentine, but once they get here, they just white. Man, quit playing games. Quit playing games. Because if you break this shit apart, you will find that each of those groups would have a different argument, a different perspective. It is like a trick to say Hispanic. It is a trick to say Latino. Get the fuck out of here. That is a trick. We've seen it before, folks. Snap out of it. Okay? It's part of the social order. And right underneath the Hispanics is that lowest of the low, the black man. Now, ain't it funny that the black woman is at least 2 steps up above the black man? She's not even close to it. Look for yourself. Right underneath him is the emasculated black man. That's why he's not down there at the bottom with that other black man. Because he's not emasculated. Well, folks, I got to go. It's been nice. I hope you could take my voice, learn something from it, enjoyed it, and don't hate me too much. If I stepped on your toes, if you're feeling a little funny and your feelings are hurt, don't blame me. Don't blame me. You need to toughen up. Because there's a lot more where this is coming from. Toughen up. You ain't got virgin ears. You ain't got no virgin ears. And you have committed or thought about more bad shit than I've ever said in an hour. And I know I'm right about that. Enjoy your morning.